and welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, where we are going to be talking a lot more about Barca versus Manchester United, and we simply have to talk about the fact that Xavi got it wrong. Now, I'm sorry, guys, we have to go into that because even here today, the day later, we've had a lot of time to digest it, but I'm still so angry. I'm still so frustrated about what happened in last night's game. So we have to talk more about the decisions. We have to. We're also going to be talking about Raphinha's anger, the fury that he showed there after being subbed off last night, and the aftermath now of that reaction. And we are going to be talking too about Pedri's injury, what the update and the latest is on that, and who we can expect to be available or not for the second leg next week. It's all coming up, guys. Big discussion. So let's have it. Because let's get straight to the point. We all know what Chavi did. We all know what he did last night in terms of the starting lineup there, bringing in Marcos Alonso at centre-back, Jordi Alba at left-back, Christensen and Alejandro Balde dropped to the bench as a technical decision, changing there half of our back four, which has been so good this season, which has been so solid, kept all of those clean sheets there, reduced teams to minimum chances in games, and yet Chavi decided to change all of that. We all know what he did, but I want to talk about why, because obviously before the game he spoke there about the need to rotate, about the fact maybe he was saving our defence for the game on Sunday against Cadiz, against 16th place Cadiz. I mean, really? And I want to go more into this because I have been thinking long and hard after this game, many hours indeed, what was going through Xavi's mind. I think he underestimated the importance of this game. And let me explain in some detail what I mean by that right there. Because as a player, Xavi always played in the Champions League. He was always there every single season. That was his standard. That is all that he's known. And I would feel as though Xavi would look at the Europa League as beneath him. And I understand that because, to be honest, throughout the past two seasons, we've all had the same thoughts. We do not like this competition. But here's the thing, guys, because the reality is we're in the Europa League. Again this season, we failed in the Champions League. It's our own fault that we're playing in the Europa. We have to deal with that. We did not get the results in the Champions League. We had opportunities to make it through. There was games where it was in our own hands. We failed, so now we're in the Europa. And I think then, to get a matchup like this one, when you're in the sort of B competition, to actually be treated to a game like this, we were quite lucky. Chavi thought the draw was unfair on Barca, but actually for me, I think playing United, that was what we all wanted. We wanted a test. We wanted to play against a team here who I rank as a Champions League team. They have the quality to be a Champions League team. And how do you not, if you're Chavi, how do you not see this as a big game? You look at the stadium last night, the amount of people that wanted to come and pay their money to see it, and then to almost treat it as not your priority, as though we don't really care about winning this, we're going to rotate in this game. I cannot believe that. This was an opportunity to restore some pride with the performance in Europe. We could have proven ourselves to play and compete against a top team. We could have silenced people. We had a chance, a golden chance to do that. And now what do we have? You've got Marcus Rashford coming out after the game saying there they felt like they'd lost. The way that United played, drawing at the Camp Nou, they're treating that as failure. You've got Erik ten Hag telling everyone they controlled the game, that Man United should have scored 4 against Barca last night. Such was their dominance. You've got the English media talking down to us again, saying, is this really the best that Spanish football has to offer? Is this really the Barca team that we've all been hearing about? These people shouldn't have had a chance to be saying these things. We shouldn't have given them the opportunity. We could have done our job. And that is the frustrating part for me. And the problem now for Xavi, guys, and he should have known this, is that it only adds to what has come before for Barca in Europe. Because when I saw that lineup last night, my very first thought was, well, first of all, I can't repeat what I was thinking, but then I thought, have we learned nothing? Have we absolutely gained no knowledge from the previous Champions League games this season, when obviously we were seeing Alonso every game and we were going for experience? How did that work out? Did that go well? Are we still in the Champions League? No, we're not. Maybe we could have learned. That didn't work. And that means that now, with this result again in Europe, the failure again on the European stage, Xavi's now going to be reminded of his European record at Barca, which no matter how you spin it, no matter how good the league form has been, no matter how good the progress that we've made has been, the European record under Xavi, it's not good. And that is what I mean about Xavi in this game underestimating the importance of it. This was a game that I think he needed to show the quality. We needed as a group to prove ourselves. It was a golden chance. It was a wonderful opportunity. And we blew it. We absolutely blew it there in our home stadium by actively choosing not to field our best team. And that is why every single one of us, we are frustrated. Now, speaking of anger and frustration, certainly us Barca fans were not the only ones going through those emotions last night, because Raphinha, I would say he was even angrier. He was absolutely fuming. When he looked over there and saw his number up, 82 minutes on the clock, the game was reaching the point where somebody was going to get a winner. Somebody was pushing for that winning goal. He wanted to be that man. But no, you've got to go off. And I understand the fury, and he really was angry because he was subbed off there. He went over to Chavi, passed him, took his place on the bench, and then there's a video out now. He's smashing the back of Marcos Alonso's seat. I don't think it was anything against Alonso, but he was really hitting that seat hard, and Jordi Alba had to step in and say, look, don't do that, come on, calm down, it's okay. But Raphinha, absolutely incandescent. Now, he came out pretty quickly after the game. He said, look, I've already apologised. I want to say sorry to the staff, to Chavi, to Ferran as well, and I'm going to say it again during training for my reaction after my sub. It won't happen again. He said, I don't have any problem with Chavi or with the club. All that I wanted was to be on the pitch. So Raphinha, he was sorry for the reaction. Chavi, though, did say, I understand Raphinha's frustration. He said, I was also very angry when I used to be substituted. He said he has apologised for it. He said, although there was no need for that, he said, I liked his desire to play and to participate. I was doing it, though, for the good of the team. So Chavi there understanding the frustration, but feeling as though that sub was for the good of the team. And I just think there in those latter stages with players who are finding confidence, how long have we waited there for Raphinha to really grow into this shirt, to believe that he can make the difference? And it almost felt as though he finally felt that way. He'd finally had big moments in a big game, and it was all out there for him. And it was then cut short. So that, again, was a really puzzling change for me and a strange time in the game to do it there when we were hunting down that winning goal. But, of course, those were not the only problems in yesterday's match, because now we got to come on to the injury situation, starting with Pedri, and it's not good news at all. And I do feel as though, guys, when he went down in this game, the way that he went down, not too many players around him, no big collision, it was sort of a muscle problem. I was thinking about Dembele and the injury that we had with him recently. It almost felt as though the same. You knew it was going to be serious, and unfortunately, it looks like it is. The reports right now are that Pedri is going to miss 1 month of action. That is going to be an almighty blow for this Barcelona team, given how key he is for Chavi, for our system, in everything that we're doing. And of course, recently, he's been contributing goals as well, and they've been big, big goals. So Pedri out for a month is a nightmare. And if indeed those reports do prove to be accurate, obviously Pedri is 100% ruled out of the second leg against United. That is absolutely confirmed and done. It looks almost certain he's going to miss the game against Real Madrid, the first leg there of the Copa del Rey at the very start of March. Also games against Valencia and possibly Athletic Club. And then what you're really looking at is the La Liga clash, the Clásico there coming on the 19th of March. Is Pedri going to be available for that game against Real Madrid at the Camp Nou? That is what he is going to be pushing for. That is what likely Dembele as well is going to be pushing for. He right now has returned to the field today, but he is not anywhere close to returning. He's not going to be in contention to play against Manchester United in the second leg. We're looking at March with Dembele, and like we said on him before, absolutely no risks are going to be taken. We're also going to be missing in the second leg, though, Xavi. He picked up a yellow card there in the game last night. He will miss the game through suspension. That is another blow to our midfield. So already there, Pedri and Xavi missing for the game at Old Trafford. And I think the only thing right now that Xavi will have to be positive about is that Sergio Busquets looks to be almost ready to return. Looking at Sunday, certainly looking at the second leg, he should be back in time for that game. But we are certainly up against it now. We are going into this second leg weaker than we were in the first. I think that makes it even more frustrating. We should have gone for it now. We should have been going into that second leg with the lead, with the dominance in this tie. But instead now, we're playing catch-up. We're having to go away. But I would just like to say, guys, on this, I know it's been a tough video. I know that it's been a tough night and that it is a lot of emotions and frustrations running around in our minds right now. But let's not give up hope yet. Let's still wait and see what this team can produce. We all know that at our best, we can challenge anyone, that we can go toe-to-toe and compete with any club in the world. We have to see our best team, though, to do that. So let's wait and see what Chavi is going to have in store. And I just think we have to go to Old Trafford now. We have to find a performance. We have to summon spirit within us. And we have to be up for the game. We've got to treat that as our priority. We have to go into that and believe and really fight for that win. And let's wait and see what Chavi, what the team can bounce back with there, because it's 2-2. We're still in this tie. We're not down. We're not out. We have to keep fighting. But believe me, we need to see more. And we need to see better decisions. So please, guys, do indeed let me know in the comments down below how you are feeling right now, having had the night to digest the game, the reaction now. What is going on in your mind, and what is your take here on what we saw from Chavi yesterday and the sort of reasoning behind those changes? Please do let me know that down below. How are you feeling ahead of Sunday against Cadiz and the return leg at Old Trafford? Do you think Barca can make it through? Do you still believe there's a performance waiting in there from this team? I will see you soon, of course, with lots more videos. Thank you indeed for all of that support and indeed for coming back here during what is a difficult day. I will see you soon, though. Of course I will. But until next time, as always, Visca! El Barça!